All right, looks like we're gonna be playing a game with some cutout footage in the beginning. We got Arnelle, Scramble, May, and Haruka in our game today. This is a bunch of weirdos. I mean, I guess Arnelle and May like killing people, but the other two don't really. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they shape up. Goo and Amplify are our field events for today. We love Amplify. We hate Goo. So we'll see how everything shapes up here. I like the purple color scheme Haruka's got going on with the purple inner tube. It is farm, you know, so any farm game guarantees that it's gonna be a long game. Farm is a funny meme map where all games just take fucking forever on farm. Combine it with the fact that we have Goo is gonna make it take even longer. So this is gonna be a long game. As turn 2, turn 3, Arnelle starts to fight with Scramble. I don't anticipate you being able to too easily kill Scramble, only, you know, trading 1 damage for 1 there. No idea what May's got in hand. It might be a high level card since they haven't used it immediately. It might take a minute before we can see red and blue get summoned here by May as they find their first kill on a chicken, first win. I'm gonna say my catchphrase that I say every time I have to shotcast the game, which is you love to get 2 wins early, you love to rush for a quick level 3, maybe you can find a second kill. But Arnelle is committing to fighting Scramble, is going to go for it, finds 3 damage, not quite enough to kill her, but brings her down to 1 HP and only takes 1 in return. It is paying off. Scramble being a low damage evade character means the RNG is even more, you know, hit or miss, high and low for her dodges. She ends up in a fight with a chicken and might die. It's decently survivable. Rolls the defend on purpose to die and reset her HP to spite the Arnelle that was taking her down. I respect it, honestly. You cannot blame her for that. As May finds another monster, won't be able to take him out for her second win. Gotta respect the spite play. In terms of, I'm seeing gift cards. I'm assuming that May included these gift cards since they're easy discards. Long arms found by Arnelle, I think. I can't see there's cards in my screen. Yeah, she does discard it, but it was found by her. And metallic monocoque found by Scramble. Neither of which are too important to either of the game plans, as May finds her second win on another monster. That's cool. May will be able to rush for level 3. Doesn't really matter for her character too much, since White Christmaser is a level 2 card. Level 2 is more important to May than level 3, but you know what? It's still nice. It's still nice to get that level 3. Still nice to maximize your bonus panel output. Arnelle finds a kill on a seagull. Gets her first win. Maybe she'll be able to follow in the same footsteps. We shall see. Scramble up to 10 stars. All players now above 10 stars and are ready to level up as soon as they make it back to their home, May being the first one to do so, up to level 2. But again, farm is a funny meme map that can often be hard to return to your home on, especially if any of these mysteries roll random warp or home roulettes, which, you know, they have equal chance to do so. Arnelle picks up her second win very cleanly. 1 shot on a seagull. Goo has not happened yet. I don't know what Goo's timer is. It's got to be like 8 or 9 turns, because that shit sucks. Ooh, full burst by May. May also finds 7s. May is one of the 2 canonical Church of Lucky 7s heretics. You type this really long message at the same time Hanaba did. That's crazy. That's the exact... I'm glad to hear it, Space Soul. I'm glad to hear it. Goo already happened? Okay, I missed it. I was paying more attention to Scramble's intentional death. Okay, so I can't see people's cards, right? But interesting to note that May discarded the first card that was in her hand, which has been there since the start of the game. So it must have been like a high-level card that she was cursed with. So we'll have to see if any of the rest of the cards in May's hand are easily more get-riddable. Of course, 7s being one of them. We hate to see 7s be gotten rid of, but it is definitely an easy toss for May. It's the reason why she's one of the 2 heretics. Nico being the other one because she can't read. You played it, it was full burst. Alright, I don't pay fucking attention to anything, I guess. Watch Mystery be random warp. I hope I fucking brought it into existence. I actually don't really like ham. Hey, and there's the Christmaser. Set up for red and blue. Very nice. May is now a character. Be warned. Play the May is now a character alert. As Haruka finds her level 2. Arnelle finds her level 2 immediately after. We get to listen to the best song in the game for a little bit. Haruka did not get 2 wins, but is almost to 30 stars anyway. Given Farm's long length, I think the value and home placement, I think the value of that Rush level 3 strategy that I always talk about is not as valuable on Farm as what I was going to say, but Arnelle immediately proves me wrong by leveling up to level 3 the turn immediately after she levels up to level 2. So what the hell do I know about? What do I even know? Arnelle joining everybody else on level 2. How many of these characters care about level 2? Hold on. We got Mei starting her first fight with red and blue. Is going to roll low. Not going to find any damage with it. But, oh my god, Haruka rolls a 6 in her retaliation attack. So Mei takes a lot of damage. Survives it naturally is what I was going to say. Just commit to words. Don't second guess them. Little scary. A little scary of a first red and blue fight, though. I do feel like 2 of the home markers on Farm are better than the other 2. And Arnelle proves that right by getting 2 quick level ups. First use of metallic monocoque. I heard it while I was looking away from the screen. Are Scramble deciding to hang on to that? And honestly, you know, if it pays off, it pays off. It's kind of a scary early game card because it can end up costing you a lot of stars in the long run if its effects go off. Plus, none of these characters really care about out of combat damage, although we do have a greatest troublemaker ever in the deck, which probably means there's actually 3 of them in the deck. So some damage to go around. In a lot of cases, though, troublemaker, usually if it kills somebody, I don't know. I'm not the biggest metallic monocoque defender in the world, but we shall see. Arnelle's given the opportunity to try and fight. Haruka doesn't take it, would rather go for stars. Honestly, Arnelle's got a massive fucking star lead, so why not just double down on that? Mei would also want to avoid out-of-battle damage since red and blue get discarded. Why would they get discarded? On KO. Oh, I see. Also, speaking of KO, oh, she survives the Robo Ball with a high evade. That is true that red and blue goes away on Mei KO. Oh, Troublemaker comes out. I don't usually think about it like that because I feel like most Meis, even when they have red and blue, will continue to try and keep their hand empty regardless. So I don't usually even think about that that factor. But you're right. You're right. It would if Mei dies to a troublemaker, she could lose red and blue, which if she has other cards in hand could mean she stays having lost red and blue. But Intelligence Officer played to defend herself from this Aru attack. Makes sense. Aru rolled a max roll, so without that Intelligence Officer, you probably would have died there. Survives with 1 HP, deals 2 damage in return. It was a nice use of her hyper to keep herself alive. We'll see if Aru continues the chase down. She probably will. The character wouldn't, but I think the player controlling the character will. Aru Scramble does find her hyper, though. Could make her first sail, does not go for it. Rolls a 3. Is she going to choose to land on the move again? Panel. Her prerogative. I'm not trying to influence the player. Chooses not to. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Mei, up to level 3. Very nice. Haruka's minding her own business. Arnelle's going to need some healing here. 2 of the troublemakers have been played. See if we can find the 3rd one. Maybe they're all top heavy at the top of the deck. As more cards get put into Aru Scramble's hand, potentially more cards to pass around, although we're probably not going to see too much Aru Scramble hyper usage this early in the game because she can only sell cards, or she can only gift cards that she's high enough level to use. Ooh, Arnelle is given an opportunity to fight Aru. Does she take it? She's at the HP disadvantage, but she's at the stat advantage. Okay, decides not to take it. I could go either way on that fight, honestly. I understand. Goes for the guaranteed draw too. Maybe she'll find a hyper. Maybe she'll be better equipped to try and kill Aru later in the future. Fair enough. Farm, man, farm. Haruka's right before her home. She will join the level 3 gang. Aru passes out her first card. Does have enough stars to level up, but is a little far away from home, and her board position is kind of scary. She fights a seagull that's going to try and kill her. And just kidding, it's a 7 goal that's going to take her out. Down to 18 stars. Loses access to hyper. It's a good thing you used it right before you lost it, but still sad to see. Mei lays down a trap. Who in this lobby packs traps? Let me think. As Haruka gets up to level 3. Do any of these characters particularly care about traps? Yes, I guess Mei likes level 1 traps because they're easy to place. I guess maybe Haruka likes some damage traps to try and get a kill with it. Of course, the player controlling Haruka loves to pack exchange. It could be anything. So, I don't know what to expect from that trap card, honestly. I think exchange is a late game card. Bank of Popo. Okay. We'll see. Nice jingle comes out. Fun, nice jingle fact. It is most optimal to save nice jingle for when you're level 3. Because that is when it can get the max possible value. But playing it to get it out of your hand, landing on it, using it immediately, fair enough. Arnelle finds a 3rd kill. Arnelle is our star leader at the moment, and she managed to recover her HP nicely with the use of Dinner. Dinner did heal up, like, everybody in the lobby, but it mostly benefited her. So, fair enough. Aru trades 1 damage with a seagull, isn't punished too much for it. Another battle here for Mei. Do you ever go for wins, Mei? Like, not in this game, but, like, ever if you're playing Mei? Maybe. Maybe if you get, like, really lucky with some early kills. But it's looking like these neutral monsters are not going to be letting Mei get any kills here. Could be the revenge battle of the century there. Aru Scramble is probably one of, if not my worst character. I do horribly on her. Nice. Killed a rich seagull. Profited a lot. Lots of stars in Mei's pocket. Oh, the 7 goal makes its return, though. Knocking Haruka down a peg or 2. Ooh, Arnelle hits level 4 here on turn. What turn is this? Turn 23 is going to be when our boss spawns. This game actually feels like it's going fast. Maybe it's just because I'm commentating. And I don't have to think and take my turns. That's probably it. Boss is going to spawn on the next turn, so that kind of gets rid of everybody's plans. Okay, Mei joins Arnelle at level 4. 2 players at level 4, relatively close. Only 10-star differential there. Haruka's going to take a encounter, and she's going to take a lot of damage, and does take lethal damage. Unfortunate. Boss has spawned. None of our players were going for wins goals, so it doesn't really matter. They're not too upset about losing access to encounter panels, but it is something to be noteworthy. Because there's now a lot of scary spaces on the board that are unavoidable. And we're going fishing. Great. As I hit the button that automatically types Cuties04B for me. Welcome to our fishing break. As we thank our sponsor, the Church of Lucky Sevens has once again sponsored our stream. Thank you very much. Their doors are open to all, and you can join their sermons at 12 p.m. every Saturday. So consider looking out to them. Thank you, Church of Lucky Sevens, for sponsoring this stream. I'm gonna take a sip of water while the rest of the fishing ends. Two wins for Haruka, 1 win for Arnelle. Doesn't shake up the rankings too much. Open to all asterisk, yeah. Doesn't shake up the rankings too much. A first place in fishing does help Haruka recover some after that death. You know, it helps strengthen Arnelle's lead a little bit. It's not going to change too much because none of our characters really care about wins. Extension play by Mei to try and survive the boss encounter finds a sink or a swim that's going to do the opposite and actually make it harder to survive this boss encounter. It's a 5, it's very survivable, and does in fact survive it. So that extension was a bust, but did end up surviving the encounter regardless. So no problems there. Only 2 HP, but you're standing on a boss panel, so nobody's really going to fight you while you're standing on a boss panel. We'll see if They managed to get to their home before dying. They're now in an awkward board position where Arnelle and Haruka are both right in front of them. And speaking of those two, they're going to start a fight with each other. Haruka swings for 4 damage, almost taking Arnelle out in one shot. And a 5 in return will not hit the same hard. Nice, good one. Good commentary as Arnelle immediately faces the wrath of the boss, lands on a boss panel. Guaranteed death. You cannot evade a 7. Softened up from the Haruka fight. It is what it is. Arnelle back down, no longer in first place. May now with the lead. Still only 2 HP. Haruka could try and take her out. Will she go for it? She decides not to go for it. Does not try and kill the May with boosted stats. May's gonna have a nice chill time getting back to her home unless she lands on... There's 2 boss panels in the way, and there is 1 trap card. Don't know what the trap card could be. Maybe it's a bank, like somebody said earlier. Lands on a home panel that isn't her own. Up to level 5. 63 stars away from winning the game. Hypebringer shows me on the screen. Hello, I'm Teo. And brings Arnelle back to life. That's our first proc. I sound like an auctioneer at times. Good. I'm glad. That's a compliment. That's what I'm going for. Okay. Lots of stars gained by May. Arnelle is back up. Maybe they could make a dash to May. We'll see what they manage to do. Haruka benefits a little bit from Hypebringer. I don't know the math exactly. Oh, instant death to the boss. There goes all of the profit from Hypebringer. I think the math on Hypebringer, and I would need to actually do the math to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure it's like you need to get like 1.5 procs-ish to profit from it, right? For each revive game, their level times 5. Oh, you only need 1 proc. You only need 1 proc. And you either break even or profit. Anyway, Arnelle also fighting the boss. That's a lot of damage, but nice defense roll from our negative defense character. Shout out. Looking at the status of this game, May is the closest, obviously. Only 25 stars away. That's, you know, with that bonus brings up to 182. Is only 3 turns worth of bonus away from winning. Of course, farm is a long map. It's going to take her a while to get back to her own home. But on this next loop of farm, she could lock in the win if nobody stops her. Sure enough, that trap card was a Bank of Popo. Confirm that. Only takes 20 stars because Aru is still only level 2. Ooh, and May is gonna... Oh, she chooses to fight the Aru. Interesting. She could have not fought that Aru and just taken the bank, but decides to fight the Aru anyway for the flex. Takes 0 damage and profits the 20 stars. She's now in a good position to win. Unless Arnelle has a good offensive battle card to stop her, she might be unstoppable here. Does have an intelligence officer. I'm going to assume if she's using it that it must be an attack. She does. The +4 attack only rolls a 6. How will May roll in defense of this? A high roll. Only takes 1 damage. The retaliation attack is not going to do much. Very nice. Just barely survived that encounter. Arnelle is so pissed she's going to start a fight with Aru as well. Rolling a 6. Almost guaranteeing her death unless Aru rolls a 6 on evade. Or a 6 on defense. Profits a lot. Up to 170 stars now. Only level 4 though. So we'll have to do 2 laps around farm in order to win. Which is probably not going to happen when May only has to do 1. Haruka could have some sauce, plays a Hypebringer, profits from it from bringing Aru up, puts me back on the screen. It will start the fight because you kind of have to. Doesn't roll high enough to get any damage done though, as May's retaliation attack is going to do massive Mondo damage. But Arnelle is set up. Do you greet it and go for the double kill and fight Haruka? Right, in a game earlier this stream, got punished for greeting it and going for a fight that I shouldn't have. So Arnelle is not going to do the same. Decides not to fight Haruka. Stay focused on May. Rolls low. It won't kill, but ooh, wow. The retaliation attack takes her out. Haruka profits more from Hypebringer. May is sitting very pretty. She's down to 2 HP. If Aru fights her, she's probably not going to get a lot done. It is kind of a situation where you kind of feel like you have to because she's winning. She doesn't really have... She has 4 cards in hand. 3 of them are gifts. None of them can be useful here. Rolls a high roll, a max roll, and finds the kill. finds the kill on May, profits from it, takes all of the stars, is only level 2. Hypebringer procs one more time. Haruka's making bank on this Hypebringer, and because that was a successful kill, May is no longer at match point. Party time played by May will set her up to be in better board position to hunt down and take revenge on Aru, or maybe even Haruka, assuming she doesn't die to this boss, which she does. Goodbye. Hypebringer doesn't affect herself, unfortunately, and backtrack is interesting. It still doesn't matter, right? You could still get revenge as May. The backtrack doesn't really affect that. The goo might. Aru rolls max roll, though. What are we doing? Moving on to the top goo panel. May does not roll high enough to follow. So cannot get the revenge swing immediately. Has to think about her board position here. Doesn't want to fight Arnelle either. Sets herself up for just a nice long stroll home. Now, Aru did profit a lot from that. She is over 200 stars, but she's only level 2 because farm taketh and farm taketh some more. Never had the opportunity to go home because of farm's long length. We'll have to make it home a lot of times. And to be frank, even though, yeah, May's only 38 stars away, now 23 stars away, about to be 15, 2 turns worth of bonus. I don't see it happening for Aru unless May dies one more time. And if you're Arnelle in this situation, what do? You don't have board position necessary to be able to fight May, so you're probably targeting Aru at this point, right? It's rough. Or you're going home, landing on a drop panel to go home to level up to level 5. Maybe you can get something done at level 5. Maybe you can set up a checkpoint that May will have to walk through. May, however, is given the boss panel on the way home. Dares to face the boss with no red and blue. How will boss respond? It's an 8. It's a max roll, meaning May does take lethal damage back down to 98 stars, giving Aru more time. Haruka starts a fight with Aru. It's probably not going to be lethal. It's only 1 damage, but it is a start. Haruka, even with her -1 attack, will be able to chip down Aru. Well, I was going to say faster, but it's going to be the same speed because they're both at -1 attack. They will be able to chip down each other. But Haruka's got advantage in that fight. Arnelle's up to level 5. She can now start stacking and start going for win. Aru up to level 3. She's going to have to loop around the board several more times before she can lock in the win, even with star point, even with match point. Haruka decides not to go down the alley containing her home, does not chase down Aru, chooses to get stars now and go for Norma's later. Aru, thanks, with the help of Goo, though, Aru gets another home panel immediately after, up to level 4. Bad pudding almost benefited May there. Maybe she exchanged her hard-to-play card for an easier-to-play one. Another boss encounter for Arnelle, though. That's big damage. Of course, manager could never be one-shotted like this. Instead, one-shots Arnelle. She's back down to below 100 stars. This boss is loaded. Boss has 3 million bajillion stars and only 1 HP. May will find the boss. Will she deal lethal damage? She does. She's back up to 500 stars. 500. And is right before her home. Next turn, May wins. On average. Haruka can't get there. Arnelle can't get there. Arnelle's down. Aru can't get there because farm moments. So May is going to roll a 4 and lock in that win and take it. All it took was 1 boss kill. But sometimes that's all you need. GG's.